lived in New Orleans. We didn't have money for food or rent, to say the least. We were hard pressed. Then Mama spent every last penny we had to buy me a dancing dress. Well, Mama, she washed and curled my hair, and she painted my eyes and lips. Then I stepped into a satin dancing dress that had split on the side clean up to my head. Well, it was red velvet trim, and it felt me good. Standing back from the looking glass, there stood a woman where half-grown kids stood. She said, "Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down." She said, "Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down." Mama dabbed a little bit of perfume on my neck, then she kissed my cheek. And then I saw the tears welling up in her troubled eyes as she started to speak. She looked at that pitiful shack, and then she looked at me and took a ragged breath. She said, "Your pa's run off and I'm real sick, and the baby's gonna starve to death." She handed me a heart-shaped locket that said, "Thine own self be true." And I shivered as I watched a roach crawl across the toe of my high-heel shoe. It sounded like somebody else that was talking, asking, "Mama, what do I do?" She said, "Just be nice to the gentleman, Fancy, and they'll be nice to you." She said, "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down." Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Lord, forgive me for what I do, but if you want out, well, that's up to you. Now, don't you let me down, how your mama's gonna move you uptown. Well, that was the last time I saw my mom when I left that rickety shack. The welfare people came and took the baby. Mama died and I ain't been back. But the wheels of fate had started to turn, and for me there was no way out. It wasn't very long till I knew exactly what my mama been talking about. I knew what I had to do when I made myself this solemn vow, that I was gonna be a lady someday, though I didn't know when or how. But I couldn't see spend the rest of my life with my head hung down in shame. You know, I might have been just plain white trash, but Fancy was my name. She said, "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down." She said, "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down." It wasn't long after a benevolent man took me in off the streets. 1 week later I was pouring his tea in a 5-room hotel suite.
Yes, you were.
I charmed the king of the Congress man and an occasional aristocrat. And then I got me a Georgia mansion and an elegant New York townhouse flat, and I ain't done bad.
She ain't done bad.
Now in this world there's a lot of self-righteous hypocrites that call me bad. I criticize Mama for turning me out, no matter how little we had. But though I ain't had to worry about nothing for nigh on 15 years, well, I can still hear the desperation in my poor mama's voice ringing in my ears. "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down." Oh, here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Lord, forgive me for what I do, but if you want out, well, it's up to you now. Don't let me down, hope your mom's gonna move you uptown. Oh, and I get a shitty